and we're expecting this exactly the same here as we were looking for the lights to go out for these guys for the start of race number 2 here, and the lights will go out any second now. We're away. Oh, Rogan Chandler, he's botched the start. Oh, that's disappointing for Rogan. Also Seth Devereaux, not the best of starts, but Cormac Buchanan will lead them down into turn 1 by the looks of it. Also a good start for Luca Durning there, so into turn 1. For the first time, it's Cormac Buchanan, followed by Luca Durning, and it looks like Rogan Chandler might have got himself back into third place here, Brad, or is that Morgan McLaren Wood? Could be Morgan McLaren Wood, I think.
Yeah, it's a good start, Morgan. He's in third place. Rogan's there in fourth. We've got a good start in there. Looks like Declan Van Rosselen, he's got a good start as well, so racing already up there as well. And then have a look at that 3-wide battle for 6th, 7th and 8th place. Seth Devereaux, Carl Hooper and Jesse Stroud. So Jesse, one of those ones, had a really good show on the podium yesterday with a work to do. Not the greatest start from the Hallicraft Racing team on the borrowed bike there.
Up the inside there of Seth Devereaux, great move into turn 4. That's a full commitment move into there. So Jesse Stroud on the move early on the borrowed Kawasaki Motorcycle Developments team bike there. So that's the bike that Shane Richardson rode in the Suzuki International Series at the end of last year. But out front it is Cormac Buchanan heading into the Southern Salvages. He's followed by Luca Durning. That's a great start for Luca Durning. He'll be really happy with that. Bit of a head shake there though from the Ducati Panigale V2. But Rogan Chandler, he is in 4th place. He won't be happy with that, Brad. He'll be looking to make amends and try and get past Morgan McLaren Wood as early as he can. He doesn't want Cormac Buchanan streaking off into the distance.
Absolutely. It's a massive 15-lap race, but these are crucial early laps here. Rogan Chandler cannot be stuck there in 4th place. He's going to have to make some moves. He's going to make them quickly. And on the other side of the coin, Cormac Buchanan, he's going to want to just take off here and blitz the pack. He is the current New Zealand 600 Supersport champion, and right now managing this race beautifully. 1.6 seconds and a 1:36.1 standing first lap. So Cormac Buchanan not mucking around on that JCR Althen window system Blue Crew Yamaha. Like you said, great start Luca Durning. He's just growing from strength to strength on that new Ducati.
Rogan Chandler on the inside of Morgan McLaren Wood at turn 1. He's got that move done, so Rogan will be happy. He's now into the podium position, so he's going to chase after Luca Durning. Great speed through turn number 3 there from Rogan Chandler. He'll be looking to go to the inside of Luca Durning. Can he make that stick? Yes, he's got that move done on the brakes into the hairpin. So Rogan Chandler on the move now. He is certainly not, he doesn't want Cormac Buchanan to get too far up the road. So he's made his moves. He's now going to try and settle into a rhythm and see if he can bridge that gap across to Cormac Buchanan, Brad.
Tell you, shout out to Jesse Stroud. He's running like a man possessed. He was buried behind Seth Devereaux this time a lap ago. He's made 3 other moves, so he's up in podium contention already. So this is breathtaking stuff again from our 600 Supersport paddock. We're joined as well by national 2-time defending New Zealand Superbike champion, fresh off a massive 15-lapper. Tell us a little bit about 15 laps in the Ruapuna sun there, Mitch.
That's hard work, isn't it, Brad? Yeah, it was a tough race. Feeling under the weather and a couple of injuries, but hey, Ant rode fantastic. It was a bit of a shame to let him get away at the start there, but I don't think I probably had the pace on the initial part of that there with him.
What was the tyre like, Mitch, towards the end of a race there? 15 laps around here. How does the bike start to react? Once you get deep into those last 3-4 laps.
Yeah, it definitely starts going off. Sort of around that 8 to 10 lap mark. To be fair, the temperature's quite good where the current tyre we're using, the Pirelli SCX. Actually it's quite stable, the majority of the race. So no massive drop off. As you can see in the times, unfortunately I was fluctuating a bit.
So when you say, just for those people out there that, maybe, haven't ridden a bike or not ridden a bike like this, when you say the tyre goes off, can you just explain what actually happens and what are you feeling?
It's a hard one to explain if you haven't, as you know. It's just you get to a point in the tyre it will do something that it didn't do the lap before on the same turn or something like that, and you continually start having, I guess, a lack of rear grip that you can start feeling more consistently.
Yeah, so certainly, hard to manage out there, and that's why you guys are the best in the country, and it's so great to watch you guys do what you do, because it's you guys are all very, very talented riders. But looking back to the front of this one, Brad, and Cormac Buchanan, he's still got himself a handy little 2.5 second gap there over Rogan Chandler, but Rogan's broken that pack behind him. which includes, as you mentioned, Brad, the fast-moving Jesse Stroud. He's coming through the pack.
He's certainly the fastest member of that trio going out for podium contention, but Corn Buchanan, you can see Al Hardy's pushing. He had a big moment in the Southern Salvage S's, so he'll be ready to rock and roll. Let's have a look at lap times. They're about 8/10 off lap record pace last time around. Does not improve, so still on those 1:31.9s. He was about 3/10 quicker than Rogan Chandler on that lap around, so continues to streak away ever so slightly, 2.7 seconds. Although there's 12 laps to go, SJ, that is quite a crucial margin that Cormac's just snuck out to.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you know, around here it's a long lap. 2.7 seconds is a decent gap, but Rogan has time. You know, if he can get into a rhythm and start just chipping away a 10th here, 2/10 here, that gap will come down. And then as you get closer, I know as a rider, when you get that little bit closer, it does drag you in. You start to believe that you can actually get across and make that pass. So Rogan, he certainly won't give up on this one. I know how hungry he is for the points here. So it'll be good to see how this one unfolds. But Mitch, looking ahead to this afternoon's New Zealand Grand Prix title for the Superbike, how are you feeling heading into that one? And have you made any changes to the bike after the first race?
Yeah, actually made quite a few changes from yesterday's to today's race. Whether that was in the right direction or not, I wasn't 100%. So sort of changed back a little bit to where we were, a little bit closer as we were yesterday. Obviously the times were a little bit quicker yesterday, but at the same time I think it's going to be a battle of survival too. Obviously they're a long, hot race.
How do you think the track will be this afternoon compared to this morning?
Yeah, to be fair, even the track temp was quite high. It was up over 40 before that last race, so that's a real hot temp to begin with the start of the day. So yeah, it's only going to get hotter with the sun out like this.
Awesome. Well, we can't wait, because if it's anything like that first race you guys put on, it's going to be electrifying and certainly a great spectacle for us to watch. But out of turn one, Cormac Buchanan, still, he's eked it out another 3/10 over Rogan Chandler, so a 3-second gap now for the defending New Zealand Supersport 600 champion, Cormac Buchanan. Rogan Chandler in second place, and Luca Durning still holding firm in third position. Jesse Stroud, hard on the back of him though. He'll be desperate to make a move and get another podium for himself. Morgan McLaren Wood in fourth position. He's in fifth position, so he's trying to hang on to the back of that podium battle. And Carl Hooper coming out of the hairpin there in sixth position, so a good ride for Carl Hooper, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, just that Luca and Jesse battle, that's been raging on for a few laps. Credit to the dentist, Panigale V2. He just seems to be strong enough in all the right areas. Jesse Stroud's throwing everything, even including the kitchen sink at it, but is finding no answer at the moment. And like you said, Morgan McLaren Wood, Carl Hooper, they are coming along for the ride. So this podium fight, this is absolutely not done for. 10.5 massive laps still remaining. And Cormac Buchanan, you can see that beautiful R6 dancing around underneath him. So he is still pushing very, very hard. As Rogan Chandler that's got to find something miraculous here, that 3-second buffer. And you'd have to think, SJ, if it gets any bigger than 3, it may be just curtains for the challengers here. Cormac Buchanan doing a pretty magical job at the moment.
Yeah, look, Cormac will be looking at his pit board. He'll be managing the race. He's a clever young rider, and now with a lot of international experience. So this is pretty much what Cormac does full time now. He's overseas in our off season, so he's one of our shining stars of New Zealand road racing. But back to Mitchell. Hey, what's it like to ride a superbike around this track? What's the hardest part of getting one of those 1,000cc motorcycles around this Euromark Ruapuna Park?
The whole lot. You're coming out of the final turn there, and you're third gear, third gear, and you're wrestling the thing, and you're trying to tuck in and get the best slipstream you can, especially when you're in behind a guy. But then you've got hard braking zones. You've got a lot of sort of stop and 90-degree turns, but you literally have a bit of everything around here. So it's hard to get your perfect setup, because it might be great for one section of the track, but it doesn't work well for another. So I think, like you would have seen yesterday's race when we were right there with Ant, just back and forth, certain sections we were better and certain sections he was better.
So as a rider, when you're in that position, you're following someone, are you trying to size them up? You're trying to, how do you go about that?
Oh, for sure, you're trying to find sections where you're going to be better than them, so you know that, okay, especially if you want to wait later in the race, and you're like, okay, sweet, I'll try and make a pass into there. But also, too, you can't leave it too late, so sometimes it's like taking the opportunity sort of whenever it arises, because, everyone makes a mistake out there. No one's perfect for a full race, so, hey, run wide in the hip and you can be right there to shoot up the inside. You've kind of got to just set yourself up to be there all the time.
So make sure you're in the hunt all the time, essentially. You know, if something happens, you can jump on it. So
Correct.
It's but I mean, I know as a rider also try to manage all those things, and you know, dealing with the heat and the physical. It's hard work. It's certainly, you know, and I haven't ridden a superbike, so I can only imagine they're even more physical again.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they are a big bike to ride, but that's what's good about them. You know, that's what everyone wants to be on. So very fortunate the position we're in, and you know, just love doing it. So
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, as you say, like, it is the pinnacle class of New Zealand road racing. We had Rogan Chana up here in the commentary box before, and he was saying that he aspires to be on a superbike because, you know, it's the pinnacle. So and you guys are the best in the country. So to come here and watch you guys do what you do is fantastic. But looking in the infield there, Jesse Stroud, he's made the move on Luca Durning, so he into the podium position now for Jesse Stroud. That's a great result for the Helicraft Racing team based out of Wanaka there. Rod Price down in the pits, he'll be extremely happy with his young rider, Brad.
Oh, this is absolutely brilliant. So that's not done for, though. There's still nothing in it between that podium battle. Corn Buchanan and Rogan Chana were pretty much identical lap times last time around, so that's still 3.3 seconds. Rogan's got to find something miraculous here. We're running out of laps. There's going to be 8 left when they cross the stripe. We're almost halfway through this exciting and thrilling Supersport 600 race. We've got Cormac Buchanan ahead of Rogan Chana. Jesse Stroud's now up into the podium spot with Luca Durning, Morgan McLaren Wood, and Carl Hooper right in behind. 7th place for Seth Devereaux. He's again dealing with that Ducati Panigale and getting better and better every time he goes out on track. Jacob Pearce in 8th. Garth Wilson ahead of Declan Van Rossmalen, who will be rounding out our top 10, and then go back to Paul Jenkins and Marcus Thompson, our 11th and 12th place goers in here. 600 Supersport, brought to us by Trevor Pearce, Yamaha and SJ. About halfway through this one, what's Rogan got to do here? He's got to find something very, very special.
He does, Brad, he does. He's, you know, unfortunately with not the ideal start for Rogan off the line there, you know, jumping the bike a little bit, he let Cormac get away, and at this level, when you let someone get away, it's very hard to bridge the gap when guys are, you know, doing what they do, especially someone of Cormac's caliber who is able to just punch out lap after lap consistently, you know, without making any mistakes or only making very minor mistakes. It's so hard to get back across and bridge that gap. Mitch, you'll understand that, you know, when you're following someone, and you know, if they just don't make a mistake and you guys are all on the same pace, it's so hard.
Oh, for sure, and you're always trying to force them to make the mistake too. And yeah, Rogan did. He lost all that ground in the beginning, so he does have a lot of work to do. I don't see it happening. He's already dropped sort of another bunch of time off the pace on this lap again to Cormac. And like you said, Cormac, this is effectively his job now, and it goes to show the kid's unreal. He's on fire, and he knows how to ride a bike.
Yep.
So,
and we've watched him come up through. You know, we've seen him from you know, riding the small 150cc bikes and ride up, and it's certainly a hell of a progression, isn't it?
Oh, for sure. He's progressed so well and so quickly too. But he's putting the work in, and it goes to show. You know, you're not multi-time New Zealand champion at his age because you haven't put the work in. So it's fantastic to see, and hey, I wish him best of luck again back in Europe this year, and we know he's going to go well and go better.
Oh, for sure, definitely. And also, you know, he's been riding the little KO GP bikes, which you've been riding, Mitch. So I know that's been pretty crucial to your training, and I know you enjoy that. So tell us a little bit about the KO GP bike.
Yes, the little KO bikes, they're fantastic. Brought in by Kevin Goddard and Dennis Charlotte. So it's a fantastic little training entry-level bike that anyone can get into. It doesn't have to be kids. It can be adults, and adults can then bring kids into it, which is more the approach we've been taking in the North Island, because they're very fortunate here in Christchurch, where, you know, Dennis is so involved in the club and have the ability to get out on track with them and teach the kids and do that, whereas we're a little bit restricted in the North Island. So we've started implementing it, and we're going to kart tracks, and we're running the KOGT again on the 9th of March. So another race meeting and some more riding for kids. So yeah, hey, what can I say about them? I enjoy riding them. They're not the fastest thing in the world, but they're probably one of the most fun bikes I've ridden.
And great for your skills too. You know, bike time's bike time, isn't it? You know, it's always keeping up your skill.
Oh, for sure. And like I say, you go to a different track, and you know, you start learning a different track. We don't tend to get to the north or the south a lot during the year. It's like I haven't been here for 12 months since this time last year. So, you know, when you can go to another track and adapt real quickly, it's another thing that you can add to your belt.
Yeah, awesome. So for anyone that's looking to possibly get into road racing or get kids into road racing, come down and see Dennis Charlotte and Kevin Goddard in the pits. There's a Race Supplies trailer over the back there. The KOs are out. They're down by the food stalls there. So they're on display. Go down and have a look at them. They're awesome little motorbikes. So they look like a proper little race bike. And if the New Zealand Superbike champion can be riding one and enjoying it, then I'm sure you can as well. So. Looking across back to that podium battle, and Jesse Stroud's still got that one under control. Luca Durning, though, he's certainly not let that one go. Morgan McLaren Wood not out of the question either, so that's a good ride from those boys. But into the Southern Salvagistas for another time. Cormac Buchanan well in control of this one. Rogan Chandler in second. Brad, not much inroads being made by Rogan, unfortunately.
No, they were almost identical again lap times last time, 1:32.5, so they have settled into a really good race pace here. There's going to be 5 laps to go, and Rogan is very quickly running out of laps if he wants to reel in our defending Supersport 600 champion. The real battle on the track is for the outside of the podium. Who is it going to be? Jesse Stroud. He was in absolute blistering form early on in the race, but ever since he got into 30, really hasn't been able to run away with it. So we've got Luca and Morgan McLaren Wood. This is going to be spectacular. 3 of them out of the sweeper. There's going to be 4 laps to go as you see another big chunk of time there for Cormac Buchanan, so he continues to run away with this one here. And look at that one there, only a handful, half a second separating 3rd, 4th and 5th place. And don't rule out Carl Hooper there, he's in 6th place, not completely out of touch with that podium fight either, SJ.
No, Carl Hooper's right there, so if anything that happens. And turn 1, we've got someone down. We've got someone down.
Jesse Stroud.
Oh, that's such a shame for Jesse Stroud and the Helicraft team. He was going so well, Brad. He'll be so disappointed with himself. He's obviously come in there a little bit hot, possibly pinched the front brake, and I would say the front end's folded away from him, Mitch there. Common mistake.
Yeah, for sure. He's I've seen him just coming into the dipper there, and could see him pushing the front. So hey, maybe he's just overheated that front tyre a little bit, and pushed it too hard going in there.
Well, it is a long race, as we've been saying, and 10, 15 laps. We're looking into the infield. Carl Hooper with some problems as well. So Carl Hooper, he pulled out of the Formula 3 race this morning with bike troubles, and it looks like the Yamaha R6 underneath him is faltering down. We've got another rider down at turn 4. I don't know who that is. I can't see who that is, but there's another rider down.
Yeah, okay.
It's all unfolding, Brad. This is unbelievable.
Absolute chaos with 4 and a bit laps to go
here. It's all
here.
unfolded in 1 lap, Brad.
Absolutely. You've still got Cormac Buchanan. He leads out of the turn 11 sweeper.
Let's
You've got
take
Rogan
stock,
Chandler.
Brad.
He's still there in 2nd place. Now, look at Morgan McLaren Wood. He knows the podium's up for grabs now, so
so does Morgan McLaren Wood. He's into it.
He's into it. So this is going to be brilliant. 4 laps to go. Cormac Buchanan continues to delight us here. He is running away with this one here. Rogan Chandler still ticking him off nicely in 2nd place, but it's a 7.1 second buffer. That is telling. Here is the real battle on our hands, and we've got Luca Durning and Morgan McLaren Wood. That is for a Supersport 600 podium. And then you go back, it's going to be, I think, looking to be Jacob Pearce, Seth Devereaux still out there as well. You've got some action on the plenty. I think Carl Hooper's still circulating, but not quite on race pace. So absolute chaos with 4 laps to go, SJ. What a thriller.
I can't believe what's just unfolded in the last. We need to take a breath here. But Cormac Buchanan, he's well in control. And Rogan Chandler riding alone the old race here in 2nd place, unfortunately. But that podium battle for the last position, still, that's undecided. Morgan McLaren Wood didn't quite get as good a drive out of the hairpin as Luca Durning there, so a bit of gap pulled there from Luca. But this is another, how many laps to go, Brad? 3 laps. 3 laps, and we're still plenty of action to unfold here. Seth Devereaux, he's just gone past Carl Hooper, the struggling Carl Hooper. So Seth Devereaux now up into 5th position. That'll be the best result of the weekend so far for Seth Devereaux. But Mitch, you Suzuki International Series, another victory there in the championship for you, and obviously a really good run on the streets of Wanganui. A new lap record. Tell us, what's it like adapting from a proper full-blown racetrack like this to racing a 200 horsepower superbike around the streets?
It's tough work. You're a 2nd, 3rd gear track there at Wanganui, and a lot of hard, short braking zones, and a lot of sort of square 90-degree turns. So it's hard to. It's completely different. You're not carrying your corner speed the same. You're stopping and starting. It's real hard to sort of lift your vision and try and focus on where you want to be, because it's probably the way I'd look at like the Isle of Man TT stuff like that. It's more like trail riding as opposed to motocross for those that are into
So it's almost a different discipline within a discipline, isn't it? You know, it's such a different style of racing.
Oh, for sure. And like for myself, I don't tend to change a lot on the bike. We've got a great setup bike anyway, but I don't tend to change a lot.
Do you think that because obviously you're a very accomplished motocross rider, especially at junior level, racing at the World Junior Motocross Championships, do you think that motocross experience, helps you when it comes to street racing?
Oh, it probably does. Whether or not I like doing it, it's a bit of a weird one. About a week or two out, I was kind of like, I don't know if I want to do Wanganui, And it's just a weird thing I do pretty much every year. And then I get there, the 2 or 3 days before, and then I'm all amped up, I'm G'd up, I'm excited, I want to do it, and I leave the track there. And obviously it helps when you win, but leave the track there and go, I just had so much fun, and you had a great day. And it is exactly it. You got to take it as a different discipline and just enjoy the parts out of it that are different to what you're used to at a normal circuit like this.
Yep. No, you've been the star of the show and the king of the streets here at Wanganui for the last couple of years, and to get down there and be able to watch you, stand right on the side of the track, you're literally 2 or 3 meters away. Like, it's pretty impressive to see that unfold. But looking across here out of the hairpin, and unfortunately Carl Hooper, it looks like he's pulled off and retired, so that's unfortunate for Carl Hooper in this race. But Cormac Buchanan, he's gone past one of the lap riders. I think that's Paul Jenkins there. So Paul Jenkins making the trek from the North Island. It's great to see him, sort of a club level rider, but getting himself amongst the national series, which only improves your riding. So that's great to see. But a good little battle here going on also with Jacob Pearce and Declan van Rosmalen, the Australian visitor. So it's great to see him out here with the Addicted to Track team, also running the Superbike of Anthony West. So it's great to have those Australian guys here. We really appreciate them making the effort and spending the money to get over here. But this one is certainly starting to come to a close, Brad. We've got 2 laps to go, and Cormac Buchanan, he's well in control.
The white flag ready and waiting, so it's in the Finnish flag man's hands. This is going to feel mighty good. It was an absolute ding-dong here yesterday, and speaking to Cormac this morning, he said, I've got to get out in front. I've just got to run my own race and just run away with it. He got the perfect start, streaked away. It is a masterclass on display here, so out of the turn 11 sweeper, he will start the final lap. We are in uncharted territory. This is by far the longest race we've had of the summer for 600 Super Sport, so anything can still happen. Morgan McLaren Woods made the move up into third place, so what a absolutely brilliant performance here. But again, uncharted territory. What are these tyres doing? What has Luca Durning got up his sleeve? Has he been saving a bit? We've got all to play for. Rogan Chandler in second place. This is the battle we'll keep an eye on, though. Morgan McLaren Wood now in the driver's seat of a Super Sport podium, SJ.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great result for those boys that, badly, but Luca Durning looking to get up the inside on the Ducati. Can he make that one stick? Oh, he might have got that done, Brad. He has. Luca Durning, the change for position, back onto the podium, and a great drive out of turn 1 for Luca Durning on the Ducati Panigale V2. Morgan McLaren Wood, though, still right there looking to get himself onto that last podium position. But as we look into the hairpin, Rogan Chandler, he's looks to have second position well and truly sewn up. Cormac Buchanan, he's gone into the distance. He's in the Christchurch Casino Carousel. Few corners left for Cormac to navigate and get himself yet another Super Sport 600 victory this championship, Brad.
Oh, he's just turned it on here this morning. He didn't have the day he wanted yesterday. It was unfortunate to come together with him and Rogan Chandler, and none of them ended up with points from that race one of the weekend. He's come out swinging
the move
here
there, Brad, in the Christchurch Casino Carousel. Morgan McLaren Wood up the inside of Luca Durning, so that position, it's stuck. Morgan McLaren Wood, third position.
That is spectacular.
Outstanding. But as we look into the final corner, Cormac Buchanan, one corner to negotiate for him. Luca Durning desperate to get that podium position back from Morgan McLaren Wood. But as we look, coming across the line for another victory in style, Cormac Buchanan, the defending New Zealand Super Sport 600 champion, he well and truly has decimated the field here in race 2 of the third round of the PTS Logistics New Zealand Superbike Championship. Brad coming across the line now. Rogan Chandler, he'll be slightly disappointed with that one, I think. He won't be super happy, but across the line it is. Morgan McLaren Wood, he does it. He gets it over Luca Durning on the line. So that's a great result for Morgan McLaren Wood and the Bernard Racing team. Luca Durning home in 4th position for the Ducati Panigale V2, and we're looking now a long way back, unfortunately, to that Seth Devereaux, Brad? Seth Devereaux.
Yeah, Seth Devereaux, top 5. He's
top 5. That's
back on track.
That's probably Seth's first top 5 of the season.
No,
He'll be stoked with that.
yeah, definitely.
I know that Seth was having a lot of problems with that bike on Friday with a. Oh, he is back on the. Okay, I've just been informed. Mitch has just told me he's back on the ZX6. So there you go, a result on the old warhorse that Seth Devereaux has, the old Kawasaki ZX6. He's had that bike for a long time. It's treated him well over the years. I believe he won a New Zealand Grand Prix. New Zealand TT title on that bike in the wet at Hampton Downs a few years back. Yeah, chased down. Who was it? He chased down, Brad.
It was James Smith, I think.
Yeah,
James had it, and it started to rain, and then it was right before the race, and
that's right,
I think it was something like a third row of the grid or something, and just charged through the back.
He has had that bike a long time, but we're looking at 6th position, Declan Van Rosmalen. That's a great result for the Addicted Track team. That'll be their best result of the season so far. 7th place is Jacob Pearce, and 8th place is Garth Wilson. We look back to 9th is Paul Jenkins, and I believe he may be the last of our runners in this second Supersport 600 race.
All right, that is a real statement from Corn Buchanan. Didn't have the Saturday he was after, but Sunday he has turned up to play. What a win for that young man, a 13.8 second win in Supersport 600 racing.
That's a domination, Brad. That's a real
statement.
Demolition job.
And proven to be the man to beat when we go into that New Zealand Grand Prix title later on this afternoon. Shout out to Rogan Chandler, hung in there and hums home with some valuable points in 2nd place. Morgan McLaren Wood, what a ride from that young man. He'll be absolutely elated on the podium. And shout out to Luca Durning, who had a really good ride and just narrowly comes home in 4th place, but is getting better and better on that Ducati V2. So we're going to cross to Neil, who'll wrap up our Trevor Pearce Yamaha Supersport 600 podium.
Well, one of the people here that'll be certainly amazed will be Brian Bernard. He's the mentor. He's the man behind the Morgan McLaren Wood racing endeavour. Absolutely exceptional event we've just seen unfold here. Here we are. We'll blow some air and get that bike cool. Certainly out there, there'll be some massive heat going on. So great to see. So we've got the Suzuki, we've got the Yamahas here. So all different bikes taking an opportunity to mix up the podium a little bit here. Look at these boys just having a quick look here on the bike. Technical stewards just going to make that tyre check about what they've got to use here. We've got Leroy out of Dark Art Race Suspension here. He's doing his work as well. So absolutely superb. Look at the hive of activities going on. And we're a little bit in the back seat here at the moment as we'll just come over a little bit closer to the bike, so we'll get in the picture as well as Brian and Steve looking. I know you're good looking, Brian, but you're not as good as Morgan. First of all, congratulations, Morgan. Awesome race. How was that?
Oh, thanks very much, man. It was a tough one. Bloody hell, I was best sweaty towards the end there battling with Luca, but thanks to him, kept me on my toes the whole race. Yeah, what else to say?
What are you starting to learn? What are you getting in the race out? This is only your 2nd season. It's pretty incredible.
Oh, really just keeping the pace the whole way through and not fading off maybe halfway through the race. Just trying to keep it pinned all the way through. So, yes, I'm learning.
And what about, hey, you're in North Island. What about Ruapuni? Did you enjoy this track?
I didn't to start with, but I'm warming up to it now.
Honest answer. Well done. Here's the young gun, Morgan McLaren Wood. Hey, well done. Well done. Great to see. We'll head on over here as well, and we can get the GB Racing umbrella and get the sweat going and the drink going in there. Well, I'll tell you what, on that occasion, we certainly saw that Cormac took off and Rogan, a bit of traffic to get through before you were able to step up the pace, a bit harder going.
Yeah, I just I botched it a bit on the start there, and then once that was over, to be up the front there, I really got to be battling, and as soon as you get a little bit of a gap, it's pretty hard to make it back. So, yeah, once I got that start, it was a bit rough after there, and I kind of just cruised around and settled for second, saved the tyre, saved some energy, and tried to do better in the next one.
All right, indeed. Hey, yesterday from a non-finish to at least finishing, how did the bike perform for you all right after its crash?
Yeah, we got a small team, and we all work hard, and the guys were here till almost 10 o'clock last night putting it back together and fixing the exhaust and doing whatever they could to get me back out there. And the body's a bit sore and everything's a bit worse for wear, but at least we're here and we're competing, and I finished a race. So
well done, beautiful words. There we are, Rogan Chandler. Great work. All right, let's hear it. Have we got anybody here in the Cormac Buchanan fan club? I just want to have a listen. All right, is there anybody out there? All right, thank you, Southland, turning up here in the masses. That's better. Not a bad brolly dolly either, but for a young fella. Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate. Good one. Cool. That's the smile back on your face. That's better, mate. How's that feeling?
Oh, that feels great. You know, especially after yesterday's, I guess you could say, events and drama. I guess I just wanted to make a statement today. Yeah, to go from lights to flag victories, it's probably the first one I've ever done in 600. So yeah, I'm stoked there.
Hey, tell us about the track there today. What's it like? You know, those conditions out there at the moment, we can feel the temperature warming up. What's the track like?
Honestly, it feels a bit more like flat track than road racing. You know, it's quite slippery out there, and it's only going to get hotter. So definitely, you know, it's something that we're going to have to contend with for 16 laps. But honestly, you know, I think my experience in Europe definitely helped because, you know, 15 laps is what we're doing over in Europe. So yeah, it was good.
All right, indeed. Hey. All right, just making a mix here in between those important pit calls. Finally, the ultimate question is a thing called a Grand Prix up for stake later on this afternoon. Can you win again, Cormac?
Oh, you know, definitely I have confidence in myself. We're trying to go for the 6th Nzsbk title in a row, so I'm sure we can do it, and we'll just try and do the same thing, and if not, I'm ready to battle. You know, yesterday showed that, so I'm up for anything.
Well done. How's that a statement? Hey, made and made proudly. What a superb podium. Ladies and gentlemen, a shout out to our new young gun, Morgan McLaren Wood. Made the big time to get on here. Could this be the same for the podium? Rogan, of course, a seasoned campaigner in here. And what about it for the superstar indeed, with a great run, Cormac McKenna on that YSS GYTR Yamaha Racing Blue Crew. Of course, JCR supported bike, as well as we get more cold air going in on the other Yamaha as well here. So absolutely superb podium. Look at the supporters up here. We're getting the photo shots today. We're all making an opportunity to get it all in place. So great to see. Bedpost Invercargill supported by the Burt Munro Challenge. Of course, Burt Munro, we're only 1 month away to the Burt Munro Challenge, an incredible event, the greatest motorcycling event in the country, where we all come together for the fun of the sport and remember a legend, and certainly thoroughly looking forward to that. As these bikes get wheeled here away from the podium, and we see them away to their people will do the work behind the scenes. And to me, the turning of the tide for young Morgan, he is stepping up to it big time. Look at this with Rogan here on the Auckland Steel Blasters Ray Clee motorcycles, Top Cat roofing, supported Suzuki New Zealand GSX 600 to get away through there as well. Oh,